What's up, tubers? Tito here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back out to tonight to give you guys a lake breakdown overview of Lake Norman. This one was a beast. I mean, I'm talking beast of a lake to break down, but we finally got it done. Took me probably a month to get this thing done, but it's finally done. And then of course you guys get all these rains and probably mess it up, but eventually this thing's going to be worthwhile to go out there and use as a fishing tool. Let's go check it out. This one's Lake Norman out in North Carolina. Again, really big lake, but lots of cool stuff to check out. Let's go. Bye. Let's go ahead and jump in here to Lake Norman and take a look at this mammoth of a lake. It took me forever to break this thing down, definitely several hours of lake breakdowns, but I believe we've got a really good breakdown here for you guys, and I think you guys are really going to be able to take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and start here on the southern side of the lake, and let's take a look at what we have as far as the breakdown goes. So we've got it broken down into a couple different areas. We've got cover, we've got offshore, we've got ramps and rock. Now this will just be for the southern section. So let me go ahead and select the whole section here, and you'll see how we have it broke down. So this is the southern section. It basically goes right to this little pinch point right here. And this is all the different stuff that we were able to find, or I was able to find, on the lake breakdown. So let's go ahead and talk about it really quick. First off, we have covers. This is going to be ditches, debris, brush that we found, all kinds of good stuff. Let's zoom into one of these and I'll just show you really quick what types of things we're talking about. So right in here, when you go off this point, you can obviously see immediately back in 2021 when the water was low that there's some pretty good stuff here to fish around, some stuff that the fish are definitely going to be attracted around. There's some debris here in the water, there's some stumps and things like that. So what we've done is we've gone through the lake and we've really marked that stuff for you. Here's some more debris that's over here that's in the water off this point. Someone may have put a brush pile or something like that. It's hard to tell what it is from Google Earth, but you can tell it's there. Here again, we've got another spot where it says check. We got a fence that's here, some different debris. So you can see the different stuff that's out there. So that's what we have in there for cover. Now we also have all the ramps and slabs that are marked. Now this lake, definitely it could come into play. It definitely comes into play in the lakes here around Texas that we fish, is fishing the slabs, especially those private ones. The fish love to collect around that. A lot of times you're going to have a lot of this sandy and dirt bottom with no rock, and the only rock or the only hard structure that's around are all these different slabs that all these people have put in, and those can definitely be fish magnets. So you'll want to check those out, and if you don't even want to fish them, at least you'll know where all the different slabs and all the different ramps are in the event that you need an emergency or need to get to some sort of a ramp. So we have them all marked there as well. Then we have the different areas of rock. Now rock was tricky on this lake because we have rock like riprap that's up here down around the dam. We've also got rock that's out around these points. And then you've got rock that's around these seawalls as well, or not really seawalls, but just rock that's back here behind these docks. So what I tried to do on this is try to mark just the areas of rock that was fishable. So if we went into an area where there was rock, let's say that there was rock up here, maybe on this seawall right here. Well, I wouldn't have marked that one because you just can't fish it. It's too shallow. It's not fishable rock. Like this is not fishable rock. So what I did is I tried to mark all the different areas where we had fishable rock, where you could get up there with a crankbait or something like that and fish it. Or you may even have hard spots as well. I don't know if this area has hard spots or not, but I found a couple different hard spots where it really, you couldn't really say it was rock, but you could definitely tell that the bottom was very, very hard. And so in that case, I marked that as a hard spot, so you'll see that as well. So let's go ahead and select the last thing, and that's going to be the offshore hotspots. I'll show you really quick what it looks like on Google Earth here. But if we took all of these offshore hotspots and we imported them in to a contour map like Navionics mobile app or CMap or something like that, you would actually be able to look at these based on the contours. And so that's what I've done. I've gone out and used the Navionics mobile app to mark all the different offshore hotspots. So this could be points, it could be flats, it could be drop-offs, it could be ledges. No telling what it could be, but I mean, it's basically, you'll see where I've marked all of the key areas where we typically tend to find fish. So I've marked all of these as offshore hotspots. So again, if you take this and you were to add it onto your mapping, you would actually see the offshore hotspots setting there right on top of the contour map that will let you know exactly the reason why we mark that. So lots of different offshore spots. I think there were about 100 and something offshore spots per section, and that Midwest section we'll talk about here in a minute, I think that thing had close to 200 different offshore hotspots. So lots of different offshore opportunities on this lake for sure. So let's go ahead and we're going to select all of that. That's going to be the entire south. So now you've seen the entire south section. Let's go up here and let's look at the east section real quick. So same type thing. The big difference with the east section, the Midwest section, and the north section is there's actually some fish attractors. So the NCWRC has actually gone out and put fish attractors in this lake. So we've imported those in and we have those in on the card as well. So unfortunately in this section, the east section, it's only really just one that's over here on this section that we were able to find. But this is the east section. So right here where that split was, if you were just to draw a line up, this is going to be the entire east section for Lake Norman. Again, same type thing. We've got the attractors there. Let me go ahead and just uncheck this stuff. We've got the channels. Of course, the last one we didn't have any channels. There are some channels up here. So what we've done is we've gone out here and we've pulled the water down with Google Earth, and we've been able to see exactly where that channel is. And then based on where that channel is, we've drawn a track. So if you're out there fishing, you're going to know that, hey, there's a creek channel swing right here, or you're going to know that you can be on that track and you're going to be dead center of that creek channel. So pretty cool stuff there. We've also got cover and structure. That's the stuff that we talked about earlier. That's your laydowns. We saw a little bit of a ledge there that I marked for you guys. I got a couple of them there. Some debris, some more debris. These ledges are more like little dig out things. It's hard to explain what they look like, but you can almost see them right here. You can see them through Google Earth, so that's why I've got them marked here and not as an offshore. But it looks like they've just dug this out for the docks, but there's potential that they could get up on the side of those little ledges. It gives them pretty good shade, stuff like that. It gives them good cover to hang around. Now we've also got all the offshore stuff that we talked about. We'll come back to that one. We've got the ramps and slabs. There's quite a few ramps and slabs in this area. You can see all the different ones that are out here. I also like this, I think it was right here where it had this little ridge. One of these had like a really cool, yeah, that's not that one. But it's one of those, definitely. And then actually it is that point. I love this point where this rock is. So let's go ahead and select the rock. And when you do that, you're gonna find these little different areas. Now again, I only marked the rock that was fishable. So here we've got a really good point that's got some really good rock on it. But then like up here, we're just talking about shallow rock, right? Fishing with a shallow crankbait, coming up around these points and stuff like that and seeing what you can find there. But you can find, as I pull back, you'll see we've got lots and lots of rock on this lake that is fishable that you'll definitely want to take advantage of. And then last but not least, we have the offshore hotspots. You got to double click these on Google Earth in order for them to come in, because they come in when I imported them in from the contour maps. But you can see them all here, and now you have hundreds of different offshore hotspots to go take a look at as well. So you can see out here, you can't really tell on Google Earth what the heck this is, but I imagine this is a long extended point with a flat top on it, more than likely. We've got some more offshore stuff out here. We've got another good point here. You can kind of see where that point comes out. So lots of good offshore stuff to take a look at. So that covers us for Norman East. Now let's go look really quick at Norman Midwest. So Norman Midwest, you'll see here, I'm gonna go ahead and select all of it. Take off this offshore. Now Midwest was massive. I kind of didn't really think when I was splitting this lake up, I probably could have put it into 4 or 5 sections, but this is the Midwest section. Starts right there at that split, and then it goes all the way up here. I covered the whole entire side over here on the west side, and then on the east side of this, we stopped right here at this highway. I think it was 151 or something like that, or 51. I can't remember the exact highway name, but you guys will know it, especially those of you guys that are local to the lake. All right, so lots of stuff here, right? Same type thing. We've got all the attractors in this section. So if I uncheck this, you'll see there's 3 different attractors in this section. So not a bunch, there's a whole bunch on the north side. We've got the channels and ditches. So that's gonna be all these different tracks that you see. So if we zoom in here, you'll see you got a nice little channel that comes through here. It swings right underneath this dock. Got a couple different areas up in here too that have some really good channels that you can go check out as well. You've got cover and structure, lots of brush, laydowns, quite a few laydowns, some debris, different types of areas where we were able to find debris. And that's pretty much it. Laydowns, debris. Here's one of those hard spots I was telling you about. Let's zoom in here. And what we're going to do is right now it's zoomed in to 2024, so you can't really tell. But if I zoom this back to 2021, this might not even be a good image of it. Actually, it is. You can tell there's a very good hard spot here. You can see how it's different. The texture's different. So that tells me that that's likely a really good hard spot that's right there. So you'll definitely want to fish around stuff like that. Those are key areas to definitely be able to find fish. We've also got all the offshore stuff, which we'll click here in a minute. We've got the ramps and slabs, which there's a ton of those. You can see all the different ramps and slabs on here. You can start to see this thing kind of filling in now. So we've got the cover, we've got the offshore stuff that we're going to add in here. We got the attractors. Once we add in all the rock, then now we really have all the fishable rocks. We have everything. So depending on where you're at in the lake, you could pop this card in and boom, you're going to know everywhere where the debris is, the brush, the slabs, the rock, and oh, by the way, also all the offshore stuff. So again, I'll double click this. It's going to change our date back to 2024. And you're going to see this area had about 200 something offshore hotspots to go take a look at. You can see all the different ones that are over here. We got some good stuff over here. All kinds of awesome offshore fishing on this lake. So this is the Midwest section. And then finally, let's get to the last section here. I'm going to pull this down and we're going to go to the north section. And now that we're on the north section, I'm going to uncheck these and it's going to be the same type thing, right? We have all the fish attractors. Now this north section has a ton of fish attractors. North's going to be anything north of this highway. So look at all the fish attractors that you can check out on the north side. That definitely looks awesome. Then we've got the channels and ditches. You can see all the different tracks. We talked about those. Cover and structure, that's going to be your laydowns, your brush. Again, we got some more hard spots here, right, that we could go take a look at. There's a good hard spot that's right here. Let's go take a look at that one real quick. And here, again, you can just kind of see it, right? You can see it through Google Earth that something's going on in there, and that's not normal, and that's typically a really good hard spot that you can go take a look at. So we've got that. We've got the ramps and slabs. There's quite a few ramps and slabs up here as well. So you can see all of those. It gets really pretty healthy back up in here, and it goes all the way up there, so really covers quite a bit here. And then we've got all the different rocks. So once you add in all the rocks, now you've got a full picture again of everything that's going on the north side. And then last but not least, we've got our offshore stuff. So we add that in, and now we have hundreds of waypoints to go look at and a complete full lake breakdown. If we want to fish rock, we know where to go. If we want to fish laydowns, we can go there. We want to fish the ramps and slabs, we got that too. We just want to stay offshore, we got it covered as well. So we've got it all covered. So definitely go take a look at it. It's out on our website, simplisticfishing.com. Just search for Lake Norman or go underneath North Carolina lakes and you'll see it there as well. We also have Lake Carr out there as well, so you can check that one out too. But anyways, guys, I hope this helps you out. This one took a long time for us to break down, but I think it's going to be very, very beneficial to all of you. So until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.